Hi everyone, this is Shrivani. In this video, I am explaining about the how we can persist the database. In last videos, we have observed that when we launch the new container, we can't see the previous container values. The to-do list was empty. So how we can have the previous data once we stop and restart the container also, the values should be persist in the application. We need to create container volumes, and then we need to persist the data using data folders, create a volume and start the container and verify the volume data. We can see the mount point where the actual data will be stored. So each container will use the different file. We have to use the Ubuntu container and create a data text file. A container will use the same file to write the data. If you see here, the first portion of the command is generate the random number between 1 to 1000 and write it into the data.txt file, and then the next one is watching the file path. Once we done, we can see Ubuntu container was running, and then execute this by using the docker execute. We can see the random number between 1 to 10,000. In this to-do app, all the data will be stored in the SQLite database by default in the path /etc/to-dos and /to-do.app. Persist the application data, we need to create the volume and restart the container. Docker volume create, and then this is the folder name. It was created. Now we are restarting the container. If any previous containers are running without the persistent volume attached, stop and remove those containers and run the container again with attaching the mount type and then src the folder value. You can see under docker ps. We have already started this container and added these values. Now here, if you stop and remove this container and follow the same steps again, we can see these three values in the to-do list. Let's execute those commands. Docker stop and then remove. Now we are not saying getting started -docker. Follow the same steps. Docker volume create, and then this to-do db, and then restart the container. Check the browser. Yes, we can see the previous data. If you want to verify the mount point where exactly the actual data of the application is storing, you can use. Now we can see the output, today's date, and then mount point is the var lib docker volumes to-do -db underscore data. This is the mount point which actual data of the to-do db application. You will need to have a root access to access this folder and see the actual data from the host. Hope you have learned how we can persist the data in the container by using the volumes. Thank you everybody.